Good evening, everyone. I hope everyone is able to hear me and everyone is able to see my screen. If possible, can someone please confirm if you are able to hear me clearly and able to see my screen?
Sound seconds.
Yeah. Thank you, guys. So, in the last class, what we discussed is we set up the routings project. Okay? Routings project means the project without routings, any code. So, what we have done here, we downloaded the routings project.zip. After that, we created a new Angular project, something like NGNew, some project name. After that, what? Sorry.
ఐక్యూ తీసుకున్నాను మరి ఐక్యూ అక్కడ లేదంటారు.
Mr. Chandrasekhar, please go on mute. Okay. Thank you. Right. So we need to download routings before project and we need to extract it. We need to replace the app folder from our routings folder to the project which we created. So which is having completely three major components. Parent components are three: home component, products component, as well as user component. Okay. Home component, it's nothing but home.component.ts, home.component.html, home.component.css. That is typically home component here. Okay. After that, products list component, which is listing the products as well as view products, as well as edit products. Product list, view product, edit product. This is my product list here. After that, users list as well as view user. So this is what we have in the component here. After that, we installed Bootstrap style sheet, guys, here. And we refer the Bootstrap style sheet to our project. We refer the Bootstrap style sheet to our project here. Okay. After that, how we refer, guys? We went to angular.json file, and in the styles, we were able to refer node_modules dot bootstrap dot whatever the bootstrap dot min dot css we referred here. So after running the project, we'll see the below hierarchy, all the 6 components: home, list products, view products, edit products, list customer, view customer, all are getting displayed over here on the home project here. Okay. So this is what we discussed in the last class. I requested everyone to to install this and to set up the project till whatever I explained. Till that level, I requested everyone to set up this and ask to keep the code as it is, whatever we have till today. Okay. Any questions, anyone, guys, before I further continue for today? As of now, any questions here? Anyone? As of now, any questions from anyone, guys, please? Let me repeat, guys. As of now, anyone, any questions so far?
No, Vijay.
Okay. Cool. Thank you, guys. Now we are going to deep dive on the further action. Okay. First of all, we need to see routings project, guys, here. Okay. Someone asked me, what is app.config.ts? And after that, what is app.route.ts? Right? So at the beginning of the Angular classes, I told, right, app.config.ts, which is part of main.ts, which is right. In our main.ts, that is a file, right? At that time, I told only app component. After routing time, I told that I'm going to refer app config, right? That time, whenever I'm teaching, I told, right? Whenever I'm going to go with routings, that time I will focus, right? So whenever bootstraps, it is going to bootstrap the app component as well as it is going to bootstrap the app config. What is app config here? App config is a separate file for loading routings. App config is a separate file for specifically loading the routings here. Okay. What is the routing here? Rather than we manually bootstrap the component, let Angular framework bootstrap it dynamically. Rather than we bootstrap manually, we are going to Angular will bootstrap that it dynamically. So that is what a routing setup we are going to have here. Okay. So which is app.config.ts. Sir, in before Angular 17, sir, this is not there, sir. Before Angular 17, app.config.ts was not there. In place of that, what we have, sir? app.module.ts, guys, here. Okay. So here we are going to have app.module.ts, which we need to have here. Maybe I'm going to write in the running notes. Right. So which is routing running notes. So the first point is prior to Angular 17, we are going to use app.module.ts file for routing setup. But after Angular 17, but from Angular 17, not after, but from Angular 17, app.module.ts was removed, and app.config.ts was added, especially for routing setup. Angular created router module and routes constant. Angular created router module with routes as a constant, containing various paths, routes as a constant, containing like hash map, containing a data structure, like hash map, with key as component link and value as component. So, sir, Angular created router module and routes constant. Route constant is typically a data structure. Typically, the data structure is having guys hash map, similar to hash map, which is key and value pair. Understand? And where key is what is the key here? Key is a link and value is a component name here. Key is a link and value is a component name here. So in Angular 17, we used to use, all right guys, here in Angular 17, in app.module.ts, we are importing routes router module. You saw here line number 16, you are able to see that, right? Import routes and router module from Angular router. This is what I just mentioned, right? And routes is a constant, right? That's what I just mentioned, right? Which is a hash map. Key is a path and value is a component. Key is a path and value is a component. So path is equal to no path, home component. Path is having customers, users component. Path is product. Like we are going to define the main links here, main path and links here. And we need to load router module dot for route. We need to load like this, router module dot for route. But here in Angular 17, we no need to write that code over here. We no need to write that code over here. Okay. Simply we are going to define app.routes.ts, which is a file is created already. This is a routes constant. It's already file is created. Okay. Just we need to set up this file, guys. Just we need to write this particular entries here. Okay. Understand, right, guys? So previously we used to create those, but here everything is set up over here. Now we are going to have routes as a constant, where in this we are going to create our routing setup. Okay. We are going to create our routing setup, right? So where path is equal to empty file. Okay, there's a path here. What I want to load here, component is equal to home component. So what happens here, guys? Whenever I say HTTP localhost colon 4200, it bootstraps home component. Localhost 4200, it bootstraps the home component, right? After that, my next one is comma path is equal to customer, comma component is equal to users component. Then what is the path here, guys? HTTP localhost 4200 / customers. It bootstraps the users component. Understand? Yes or no, guys? If it's the empty path, home component. If it's a customer component, I mean /4200 / customer, I'm going to load customers component here. After that, path is equal to product component, product component. So what is the URL here, guys? HTTP localhost customers or products. It bootstraps the product component here. It's going to bootstrap the products component here. So this is what we defined. I mean, minimum routings. The minimum I'm writing here. Okay, sir. I only define 3 paths, but we'll slowly define other paths here. Understand? I just defined 3 paths here. Home component, customers component, products component. Yes or no? So I wrote our paths over here and we defined over here. And who will load this file, guys? app component, app config file. And who will load this app config file? Main.ts. It is going to load here. Okay. So that is what I'm going to write over here. From Angular 17, app.routes.ts file is created by framework, where we will write all our paths along with the all our paths with respective component name. With respective component name. With respect to the component name here. Okay. So from Angular 17, with respect to component name, and this file was loaded by app.config.ts, which is again loaded as part of main.ts. Which is loaded as part of main.ts. From Angular 17 onwards, we have a separate file app.routes.ts, which is created by the framework, and where we are going to write all our paths. Where every path should have respective component, and this file was loaded by app.config.ts, which is again loaded by as part of main.ts. Right, sir? So far clear? So far clear, guys, as of now?
Yes, sir.
Yes,
So with respect to why you didn't know, it cleaned up. Okay. With respect to app.dot is created by the framework, where we'll write our path with respect to component, which will set up the routing, which is loaded by app.config.ts, which is part of main.ts. Right? After that, sorry?
Yeah, one question. So the app.config.ts, its purpose is only for the loading the route, or it does any other activity in the framework?
By default, sir, if you have any other modules, lazy loading, any third-party module you want to add, you can write over those when you can. Lazy loading, any third-party material you want to use, like Angular material, NGRX, all these extra things are part of app.config.ts.
Okay,
Okay?
So config.
Correct. Exactly.
Okay.
But mostly, sir, routing we will use, sir. Mostly routing only will use. Okay? Right.
Okay.
But there is option actually. Right.
Okay, sir.
Yeah. Now, after that, we loaded by routings. Now, what is the actual component, guys? App.component.html, right? This is my component, right, guys? Where we are loading home component, users component, products component, right? Yes or no, guys? We are loading home component, users component, as well as products component here. Typically, we are loading 3 components over here. Okay. Now, we don't want to bootstrap this, right, manually? We don't want to bootstrap this manually, guys, here. So, we have router outlet, guys. A router outlet is the bootstrapping command given by Angular routing, which dynamically loads the component, which is given as part of app.routes.ts. For example, I clicked on products, guys. Product will be loaded. Router outlet is going to load the products. If I clicked on customer, router outlet will load customer component. If I click on home, home component will be loaded by the router outlet. Router outlet is the bootstrapping. Okay. Router outlet is going to have a bootstrapping section here. Now what I'm going to do here, I don't want to load all these components, right guys? Do I need to load manually? I don't want to load users component. I don't want to load products component. Here instead of home component, right? Sir, I don't want to bootstrap manually, sir. Like explicitly loading home component, explicitly loading a users component. We don't want to do that actually, right? What is actually router outlet? This is the code here. So the main component is loading any of the component. It can load home component, or it can load products component, or it can load users component. Anything, any component it can load, sir. If I write app home, only home will come right here. So dynamic routing. Dynamic routing where component is loaded at runtime. That's what I told, right? Component will be loaded at runtime. Is that correct or wrong? So router outlet will be loaded over here. So what we have done, sir, as of now, we went to app.routes.ts. We defined some of these configurations, and we went to app.component.ts. Sorry, app.component.html. We commented manual bootstrapping. We removed the manual bootstrapping code, guys. Okay. We typically remove the manual bootstrapping code, and we added app.routes module, that is router outlet. We added router outlet. What is a router outlet? Router outlet is going to load the specific routing module. Router outlet is going to load the specific routing module. If you click on home, home will be loaded. If you click on products, products will be loaded. If you click on customer, customer should be loaded here. So far clear? Yeah. So I'm going to run the code over here, guys. First initial port, ng-serve. Port already in use. Which port is in use? Okay. Terminal. Not this project. ng-serve. Yeah. Now you're going to see that localhost current 4200. Everything is removed, right? Slash localhost 4200. Home component, right, guys? Let me go to home component here. Welcome to Ashok IT portal. Something like that. Welcome to Ashok IT portal. Can I take as a H2? Right? Now, when I say home, home came, right? When I say products, you saw products came, right, guys? All product related section came, right? List products, edit products, view products. You're able to see that? If I say customers, you saw customer related section, right? List customer, view customer. List customer, view customer. But we need to write a code here, but we'll write here. So when I say localhost 4200, home component is coming. When I say localhost 4000, products, which is loading product component, customers, which is loading customer component, right? So our routing module is loading perfectly and our routings are working perfectly. How we did here? We just bootstrap the router outlet. Router outlet is the dynamic bootstrapping the component. Bootstrapping the component at runtime. Dynamic component bootstrapment. Right? So far clear, guys? As of now, so far clear? Right.
Yes, sir. One question. So here we have home, product, customer, all are I think different thing, right? For example, if we have two component which has relationship with one another, how we will define in the routing?
Correct. I'm going to explain. It's a very advanced question.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
Now, for example, products. Are they different or not? All are combined, right? First list products. If I click on washing machine, that product I need to edit. If I click on washing machine, I should show that product only.
Yes. Okay.
Same question. That is what it's maybe your question is after 4 classes advanced question here. Okay.
Yeah. Okay.
Good question. But that is the way I'm going to explain that actually.
Yeah.
Okay.
Right. Thank you.
Yeah. Right. Now, what I'm going to do typically next. Sir, here products, customers, hyperlink is there, right, guys? Can I do a hyperlink over here, guys? So in the app.component.html, hyperlink is hash. Can I say // products / customers? Can I do this, guys? I added a hyperlink. Which is going to load home, which is going to load products, which is going to load customers. Now, we'll see, guys, is it working or not? We'll see here. I click on products. Products is loaded, right? Customers is loaded, right? Home is loaded, right? You're able to see that? Sir, yes or no, right? I just change the href so that if I click on home, home is loaded. If I click on products, products is loaded. If I click on customers, customers is getting loaded. But there is a small problem in this. Can someone tell me what is the problem here? Please observe very carefully. It's not that much easy to identify, but you can give a try. Please observe carefully.
Load the page.
Sir, who is speaking? I didn't understand. I'm not able to understand actually. I'm not getting the voice. Rajesh, what is that actually?
Reloading the page every time.
Can someone understand what Rajesh is speaking?
I think the voice is very low actually.
Yes. We are not able to hear anything from you, Rajesh. Right. Any other can try, guys? Please see. Put up. Please observe very carefully. Yep. Exactly. Rajesh is correct. Every time page is loading, you see here, guys. I clicked on products. Page is loading, right? Every time. Server trip is happening, right? Please see that, guys. You're able to see that server trip is happening. Page is reloading, which is a server side rendering, right? But I don't want server side rendering, right? We need client side rendering. Am I right, guys? Sir, you observed the point here. What is the problem I told? Is that everyone is clear here?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. No, it is client render.
Yes.
Yeah, it is rendering backside. I think.
Yes. So, what we need to do here, by default, href is a server side rendering only. The default behavior of href is a server side rendering. It is going to resubmit the page from it will ask the Angular. Angular should give that server here. Okay. But instead of loading, it is behaving the Angular, right? Instead of that, what I need to do here, I have a router link, which is a product router link, which is customer. Router link, instead of href, I'm using a router link. Now I'm saving here. Okay. Now you see here. Okay. When I say click on router link, Angular search. Right. Okay. What happened, guys? A router link is equal to product. Router link is equal to products. And app.component.ts, we need to load router module. Yeah. So we need to load router module here in the component because router link is a part of router module. Okay. So now we'll see, guys, here. Now I'm going to showcase here. I clicked on products. Do you see any server side rendering? No, right? No server side rendering, right, guys? Only client, right? Page is not getting submitted. Completely client side rendering. It's an important interview question, guys, here. Okay. Very, very important interview question. By default, href with routing path. By default, href with routing path, which is will submit the page or will reload the page, indicating the server side rendering behavior. As Angular is a client side architecture, hence router link, which is part of router module. Router link, which is part of router module, Angular client side architecture, and router link, which is a part of router module, which is loading which is loading right. So as Angular is a client side architecture, hence router link, which is a part of router module, which is loading the component at client side. Okay, at client side. This is another part here, guys. Now, so far clear, guys?
Sir, in
Next.
case if you have data at the back end for products or users has been changed, that time it should, I think it will load it automatically. Even
Exactly.
though
So
okay,
it will load the router, for example, products, sir. Whatever you write in the products.component.ts, products.component.html, that will be loaded. Routing will not do anything here.
okay.
You understood, right?
Yes, I got it now. So anyway, whatever the backend part it will do.
Sir,
If there is no change, it will not
No.
load the page.
Correct. Previously, what we did, sir, we used to load app products
Yes.
in place of app products router outlet,
Okay.
because I don't want to load explicitly users. I don't want to load explicitly products. I don't want to load explicitly home. We have 50 components. App component 1, app component 2, app component 3. I cannot load 50 components like this, right?
Yes, sir. Yes.
Instead of bootstrapping manually, I am bootstrapping via router module here. Okay?
Okay.
You're bootstrapping via router. Understand, right? Good question, I think. Yeah, Anand. Any other questions so far, guys, as of now? Right. Now, next change is, sir, this is style, right, guys? I'm in home component. It is telling that this is small CSS. You saw the CSS, right, guys? I'm talking about this CSS. You're able to see the CSS? Home. This CSS, you are able to see that? Yes or no, guys? So I can see that I'm in home component. This is home component, I can see that. But when I click on products, I cannot see that, right? I clicked on customer. Somehow I cannot see that, right? Somehow it is not giving me, right? I clicked on home. The color will be this, and I'm in home page. Home is correctly working properly. But when I click on products, I don't know which page I am in until I see washing machine, freezer, television, something like that. Oh, I'm in products page. If I click on customers, until I see Ramu, Sita, Ganesh, until I see that, I cannot see the customers here. Right? I cannot see the customers over here, guys. Here. Right? So by default, what I'm going to do here typically, we need a small change at CSS side, guys. We need a small change at CSS side over here, guys. Okay. What is the change is, there is a component which is given here, router link active. Okay, what I need to do here at the same time, we have some settings actually, router link active, which we need to write here. Router link active is equal to active, so that which tab I was in, that active tab will be present here. Okay. I put these three things here, guys. Now I'm in home, products, customers. You saw that customers is working fine. Products is working fine. Products, customers is working, but home is not working. The first one in the list item, right? By default, you need to have a second option, router link exact option. Whenever in the list item, for the first item, it will be highlighted by default. This will be highlighted by default. It will not go off actually. This will not go off actually. So along with router link active, along with that, I need to write router link active options is equal to exact to true. This is the extra thing we need to add here. Router link exact options. Now you saw here, home should be go off actually. Router li role. Class is equal to active. Router link active is equal to active. Router link active options. Router link active options, which is exact to true. Okay, sorry. I need to write it not anchor level, right? We need to write for list item, not at anchor level, guys. Not at anchor level here. Router link active here. This one at a style sheet level. I clicked on products, customers, home. You saw that, guys? In which page you are in? Products is highlighted, right? Customers is highlighted, right? Home is highlighted, right? Yes or no? CSS style. So router link active, which is going to take care of other components. For the first list item, you need to write this. Router link active options is equal to true. This is Angular documentation is providing that actually. Okay, which is active, which tab is active, that is exactly it is going to take care. By default, if you don't write this, first item is always getting highlighted. Okay, so this is what we need to do here, but I'll explain more things in next class, guys, here. Okay, I'm going to share the code, whatever I created over here, guys. Bank routings project in SRC folder. This running notes, right, sir? I'll share at once because I only wrote a couple of things, right? Routings 1, Yes or no? I wrote only few running notes, right? I'll share once at a time only.
Okay, okay, sir.
I'm going to share this. Yeah. Spring Boot batch. I mean, I'm not sure whether anyone your Spring Boot batch is started or not yet. My batch is a new batch is getting started. Demos are on 3rd of October. And new demos are going to start here. Angular routing. Spring Boot batch from my side, I'm going to start on 3rd of October. Demos will go in. Okay. If anyone is interested or any one of your friends is looking, just share the things over here. Okay.
It is for
Right.
3 months or 4 months generally, Spring Boot.
Mostly 3 to 3.5 months. It may go to 4 months also. But it all depends. 3 to 3.5 months.
Okay, okay, sir.
Okay. Right. Okay, guys. Thanks everyone for today. We'll meet on Monday. Have a weekend. Thank you all.
Thank you. Bye.